Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shay, your local numerologist. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you leave your comments and experiences below. Um, yeah, I read all of you guys' comments and I appreciate them. So we have two pink cards today. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, the number 60. Okay, I feel like 6 has been pretty prevalent through all my random readings. Um, so we have 6 here, we have 0 coming up in reverse. So most of the time, and just as a general rule of thumb, now this is most of the time, y'all. When 0 is at the end of the number, it does represent a block. So spirit is blocking something. In this case, we have 6, 60. 6 is about relationships, okay? So yeah. This could be like love, the love you have for yourself, the love you have for other people. But I doubt that spirit would be blocking self-love unless you were some kind of huge ass narcissist. Which even then narcissists don't have self-love. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so spirit is blocking some kind of relationship. So I get that this is something that you have been really trying to move forward on. A lot of you guys may have this fantasy in your head that family is supposed to be this way, or we were married, so let's just stay. Let me just tell y'all something about that. I'm gonna lay all my cards out, okay? Y'all, a lot of people like to blame their religion, whether it's whatever you celebrate. I don't care. Um, and like use that to stay in harmful relationships, right? Whether it's your parents, a siblings, a mate, your spouse or whatever. Oh yeah, well we had kids. Oh yeah, we're married. Oh yeah, it's my mom. Fuck all of that. Fuck that. Okay? And I'm going to say that one more time. Fuck that. Just know, right? If the God, or the God that you celebrate, if that God loves you more than anyone else on this earth, anyone on the planet could love you. If that God loves you more than everybody that you experience in this life, why the fuck would they want you in a relationship, any type, that is damaging your soul? Any type. I do not care, y'all. I don't care. You're not gonna convince me. There is not anything on this planet that is going to convince me that my happiness and my joy is unimportant, that it should sit back to any belief system, any theory system, any person, anything like that. Fuck that. I'm harsh reality. Your God does not want this for you. Does not. I don't know who you celebrate. I don't know. I don't care. That's not what they want. Just know that a lot of people, they spin narratives around written words. I said what I said. We all done played the telephone game in school. Okay? I honestly, I don't know if we all played it. I was in elementary school in the 90s, so look. If you don't know what the telephone game is, I'm sure that you can look it up and find it. Trust, at the end of the telephone game, the shit's all switched up. You can write it down or not. It's still gonna be all switched up. So there's always, whenever we go out to tell a story, to help people, we always have a what do they call it? We have an end goal. Before I started this reading, I got Hold On by En Vogue. I believe that's the name of the song. Of course, I am gonna like leave it in the cards somewhere. I just be randomly placing the cards, so I never really know. If it's gonna be close or not. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. But it'll pop up at the top of the screen somewhere, so you guys can listen to the song. It's from the '90s, which, in my opinion, had the like hands down best music. But you know, I am biased, right? So anyway, um, this number is kind of like angering me a little bit. I feel that you guys have been taken advantage of. I feel that you have been swayed, bamboozled, and swindled into thinking that some kind of harsh life is what you deserve or what is needed and all of this. I remember I came out not that long. Well, it was like 9 years ago. It was before I met my husband. And I'm like, because somebody was trying to preach to me, and they're like, oh, you're supposed to do that and this and that. And then I was like, well, those things don't make me happy. And this fool then told me, see, that's the misconception. God never asked for us to be happy or some shit like that. Now I'm just like, you have lost your motherfucking mind. I'm sorry, I'm gonna fucking curse during this whole reading probably because I'm fucking mad. Like, you have lost your fucking mind. All right, had to hit a quick pause, right? But anyway, the point of all of that is that people will tell you anything if it fits their agenda. Sometimes people just want to be negative, or um, they are kind of like, what do they call it? They are putting like their own life onto you, right? So they're projecting, right? They're projecting their own energy onto you. So definitely be careful with that. Spirit is blocking relationships at this time because the things that we seek outside of ourselves are those things that we see within ourselves. So you have to be careful because you need to know that you deserve better. You have to know, you have to set the standard for your own life. And until then, Spirit is really tired of the things that have been happening. So it's kind of like this energy of wise up, get your shit together, or you're going to be kind of like stuck in this position. So let's go from Trinket 1 and 2. This is reading as the key to love. Yep, and this is a pentacle. So I kind of get this energy of the Six of Pentacles, right? So the Six of Pentacles is this card that's about kind of like giving and receiving things. Kind of it can mean charity, um, like balance of like things, physical things. So sometimes though it can mean somebody is kind of like breadcrumbing you, like giving you a little bit, just enough to keep you along or keep you attached or keep you hooked. Um, and here I'm getting that you are the key to your happiness. You are able to unlock your own happiness, right? But you have to release this idea that you already know what it is and you already know what it'll look like. Okay, so let's pull some cards here. So the first one we have is our Ten of Wands. Okay, so the Ten of Wands can represent burdens. Okay, maybe taking on more responsibility and not really feeling like it's worth it. Then we have the Three of Cups here, falling on the 0, which is Three of Cups is like celebration, like coming together with friends to celebrate something or to enjoy something. But here I get that there are some relationships that have been causing a major burden in your life. Okay, and I feel like also here is saying that there's some key here that is about celebrating yourself, celebrating the connections you have in life, celebrating the people that you have in your life. I get this idea that you have been dealing with something that has been separating you from healthy relationships, all the while building a very toxic relationship with you. And it to me feels like this is some idea that there's somebody that you are trying to please in this time that you are never going to please, right? Um, so a lot of times you will experience toxic situations and toxic people in such a way where they communicate like you not being good enough, I guess is the best way I could say it. Um, you are always enough, right? If there is anything about you that you would like to change, you are always okay, with making that change. But you have to love yourself along the way. You have to know, like, hey, I can do this, I can make this change, I am worth this change. And, throughout this process, I'm going to love myself just the way I am. So I think that that is very important for you to make sure that you are really loving yourself to the best of your ability. Again, we have this 10 here, which is this energy of being stuck between the two cycles. Like I said, one cycle ending, one cycle beginning. But Spirit wants you to learn something first. Spirit wants you to express the knowledge that you have achieved and the knowledge that you have learned, right? And I get that with the Three of Cups here. So it's kind of like you guys have been kind of stomping all over your intuition, kind of like pushing things down, not being honest and truthful with yourself about what's been going on with whatever this energy is. Okay, it can be, um, you know, almost anything. I mean, it could be relationships. It's a relationship with somebody that you care about a great deal, okay? Or it can be a relationship with something that you care about a great deal. So even though, like like your job might not be a thing, you might really love your job, and then have somebody in the background who is kind of like making it harder for you, right? Communicating some kind of sadness or disappointment. Definitely taking advantage. Definitely. The 13 here is representing irresponsible, self indulgent. Somebody is very selfish and they kind of want to use you to like back them up or to make themselves look better. You're kind of like a stepping stool, a stepping stone. They kind of just want to use you. So I would be careful with, the people that you are calling like, your friends or your colleague or like somebody's very like kind of like menacing here. I really don't like it at all. All right. I really do not. All right. So let's keep going. I like this. This one is so pretty. It kind of looks like, let me move it over here. It kind of looks like some kind of like water or like a river or something. Hagelas. And then we have Ansus. Okay. So Ansus is part of the first set of the 8 rooms. It does represent a message. And following on top of the 3, that is accurate because 3 is about communication. Um, so I do have Hagalaz over here, which in a lot of times represents the tower, but it's kind of like destruction, and it's kind of like the natural like ending of things, right? If you continuously put too much weight on top of something, eventually it will kind of compress under the weight. You know what I'm saying? So the burdens that they have been building up, building up, building up because you have allowed someone to take too much from you. Okay? And at this point, you guys have to be responsible for yourself, like your mental health, your sanity, your emotions, your love. Everything about you is so important. And not for 1 second should you ever feel like you're not important. How you feel, your mental health is always important. But right now, it has been put on the back burner. So a lot of the stresses that you have had in this life, trying to hold up whatever you're trying to hold up, it is being removed, right? So I feel like Spirit is saying the key to happiness is in this message here. There's a love that has been blocked before that right now you are coming into union with, you are coming into fruition, something like that. You have manifested this, right? You have manifested it. But in order to receive this perfect love, this perfect connection, then you do have to release something that is not serving you, right? So this is up to you. For some of you guys, this is a relationship. For some of you guys, it is some other type of love. You know, love is something that is very important. It's the most important thing in life to me. If you don't have real love, then you can say and you can do all the talking. But honey, those of us that's with it, like we already know, it ain't it ain't no happiness without true love. And it doesn't matter who it is, as long as you have it. Like you have to have people in your life that genuinely love you just because you are you. Just because of who you are. Just appreciate you just for that. And we all deserve it, okay? So definitely, I'm gonna plug In Vogue again. Hold on, cause like when I was on my little break eating, I was thinking about the lyrics to that song, and I definitely got them before I pulled the cards. Before I pulled those cards. All right, so we have the Justice coming out as an 11, and then we have the Knight of Spears, right? So we have a lot of communication here, whether we see the 3, the Ansuz as a message, and then the Knight of Spears as a spear, which does represent um, communication, speaking, things like that. Justice is also air energy. So I do get that. The message is that you need to release your burdens because it's something that is going to balance out. Your guides have you, like they have your back. They want what's best for you. It's almost like they're coming up behind you, and they're gonna block anything that gets in your way. So if that's a relationship, if that's a job, if that's a home in the wrong space, if that's blocking you from buying the wrong car or going here or going there, right now they are in like intense mode. And what I'm getting mostly is that you asked for this. You asked to be guided. You asked to be shown which way to go. And now you need to listen. You need to stop stepping all over your intuition and really trusting, learning to trust your gut, learning to trust that initial inkling, that little bit, that nudge. Because once you learn to trust it and recognize it, it'll get stronger and stronger and you will be unstoppable. All right, so that's all I have for the number 60, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you guys leave your experiences below in the comments, and I will see you next time.